With issue 56 wrapping up our storyline that's been building up ever since Surge and Kid's tease back during the Trial by Fire storyline, Starline gains Tails' DNA and Bell's code, the Imposter Syndrome miniseries, Bad Guys, and issue 50, I thought it would be best to review the entirety of this arc as a whole, the good and the bad. Now, to do a little recap, after Surge and Kid failed to destroy Sonic and Tails, as well as Starline presumably losing his life, our Electric Tendrick decides to find a power upgrade to help her best the Hedgehog. Meanwhile, Kid, being separated from Surge, is with Sonic and the others. From this point on in the arc, we see more and more of how much damage Starline has done to Surge and Kid. Thanks to the Dynamo Cage, Surge is experiencing hallucinations of Starline, and because Kid, who at first thought Surge was gone, he begins to get a bit of an attachment to Sonic, and doesn't let Bell stop him from going to help Sonic, as he doesn't have anyone else to look after, and he doesn't know how to look after himself. This arc has been building up as to what will happen to Surge and Kid once it is all over. Ever since learning of their creation in issue 3 of Imposter Syndrome, their plans to get rid of everyone has been their main goal. Even after failing, Surge is still determined to destroy Sonic. She may be mad at Eggman and Starline, of course, but she's 100% full of hatred for the Hedgehog, and just does not agree with any of his morals and decisions. Even taunting him, saying, "You gonna forgive me? I'm so sick of your holier-than-thou grandstanding. Where do you get off telling me how to be?" By 54, when Surge and Kid reunite, Surge is on the brink of a mental breakdown, even to be paranoid and not jump at the chance to hurt Sonic and Eggman when they first confront her. And in 56, she reaches her limit, yelling at Sonic, who is still trying to get her on his side. But she can't be free of this hatred for the Hedgehog. It's due to the programming done by Starline's hand. Even if she generally hates Sonic for everything that's been done to her, she can't change it. The arc ends with her and Kid fleeing once again. No, I do not believe they were buried alive, because even if they were buried alive underneath all that rubble, their enhanced bodies will allow them to survive that. Just like Surge surviving in issue 51. You see, I said in my review for issue 56 that it feels like it concluded, but it didn't at the same time. We've been with Surge and Kid for the longest time, and we're expecting something to signify what's to come for the duo. And now, we don't know what's to come for them. But I think that was the intention here. Surge and Kid are 100% stuck with the issues they have, and there's no going back or changing. For the moment, at least. We don't know what's next for them, so we don't know if they're going to get changed in the future. I think the way they have them here is that after losing, they would be on their own away from Sonic and the others, because he, Eggman, and everyone, they're the source of their problems right now. Starline's gone, yeah, and some is programming their problems, yeah, but staying away from them is the best choice right now. Getting over the desire to hurt them and live their life and make their own decisions. Overpowered has its highs and lows for me. I did find it a bit predictable and kind of baity, as it made us feel like the story was going somewhere and add a bit more development for Surge and Kid, aside from their friendship actually growing as a true duo. For example, since Surge and Kid were separated, we all got the assumption that Kid would go on and join Sonic's side, while Surge continues to deteriorate into a lonely psychopath. Evidence of that is the covers showing Kid with Sonic and the others, and that Surge, while being separated from Kid, did not once mention his name or even worry about him or even wonder where he was. It made us believe that Surge didn't think she needed him anymore. And when they reunited, she would tell him off and say she doesn't need him. So it's kind of like a big bait and switch. Almost if they did plan for them to go on the opposite ends but changed it at the last minute. Kid went back to Surge so easily, hence why I said it was predictable. However, it did kind of show Kid can somewhat be normal around the crew if he ever went good. Surge as a character is a highlight for me, as she is a character in her own right to challenge Sonic's morals. Her personalities and powers really rival Sonic's, and we all want her to get better, but her struggles and Starline's programming prevent her from doing that. Her interaction with Sonic show that it's not just Starline's programming doing the talking, it's her own self. And now that she's lost to Sonic again, who knows what she'll do right now. Kid is the true sidekick to Surge, and they do mirror Sonic and Tails at first. You see, in the beginning, Surge was just being a jerk to him, but eventually she did truly come to care for the little guy. Kid may not hate his counterpart, as with Surge hating Sonic, and Kid doesn't really hate Sonic, as we see in some of the issues that he can interact with them a bit normally, specifically Tails, as he does calm down in his presence. But the fact of the matter is, he's a character that cannot be changed to care about himself or anything else. All he knows and is just a sidekick, being there for Surge. It's where he belongs, and that's the sad part of this. Surge and Kit are stuck being who they are. It makes me glad Starlight got what he deserved. It's gonna be a long time before they ever get better. Heck, it may be even a while until we find out who they really were before Starlight took them. At the end of all this, I do believe some of Surge's words and how they discover their origins may have reached Sonic in some way. Surge was not holding back, and it does seem to shock, no pun intended, and light a bulb in Sonic's head. He looked so done with everything that just happened. Sure, he may pout for a bit and move on, but he won't forget this, especially if he runs into Surge and Kid again in the late future. A lot of the recent moments in the comments have come to question Sonic's decisions and morals lately, and I believe they're leading Sonic with it. I hope. Better not be a big bait again. Overpowered was a good arc, but someone had a bumpy road and mixed ending, at least in my opinion. As we built up a story for so long that we expected something to happen, it sorta didn't. Wherever Surge and Kid are, they won't be gone for long. Ian and the writers know we like these characters, and we want to see them again in the future. Hopefully when Surge and Kid return, we see them interact with the other Sonic cast members who they haven't met yet. I'm sure Sonic, Whisper, and Bell and Tails will mention who they are to the others, especially since practically almost everyone is returning in the next arc, which takes place back in Imperial City, where Sonic and the crew first met the duo, so I'm sure they'll mention them a few times. All in all, Surge and Kid were a welcome addition to the cast, and you better believe this won't be the last time we see them. I do hope Sega implements them into the games one day, especially since Tangle and Whisper were in some of the mobile games, and that Tangle was mentioned in Sonic Frontiers. Spoilers, by the way. What Surge and Kid are doing, or what they'll do next, is up in the air, but I know we'll be happy to see them again. Alright guys, take care.